What's going on, connoisseurs? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Wednesday, September 17th. Hope you're doing fantastic. We got an exciting update. Calgary, Alberta, a city here in Canada. They approved MJ sales at all ages events. So continuing to make history. Almost 7 years legal here at the federal level in Canada. And just very proud of all of the common sense that we've been seeing here. And this just was an inevitable, this was a matter of when, not if, in my opinion. And we're going to see the rest of the world follow suit. But like I said, never been more proud of my home country. And I'm also a resident of Alberta, so love to see this. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, take the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos. And as always, this is not financial advice. You can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. So I mentioned this on the channel quite a few times now, that Plant Life was the first MJ company and made history at the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival. And this was back in July of 2024. So last summer, in a groundbreaking move, the MJ industry, Plant Life MJ, will be making history at the first MJ retailer to sell products at the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival in Edmonton from July 12th to 14th, 2024. Located in the Garden by Plant Life. So festival goers will have the unique opportunity to purchase and enjoy MJ products in a festival setting for the first time in Canada. And I mentioned that this was more than likely going to be the clue that we were going to see massive reform here. You're eventually going to be able to order at restaurants, and you'd be able to go to the Edmonton Oilers or the Calgary Flames, and you'd be able to order beverages there. I don't know if they're going to allow edibles. I doubt it. I think it's going to be just the beverage format. But this was a huge clue that we were more than likely going to see some major changes coming, especially in Alberta. We can see here, Calgary approves MJ sales at all ages events. This is from the MJ Herald, and it came out late yesterday, September 16th. The City of Calgary has amended the Business License Bylaw 32M98 to align with provincial MJ regulations, allowing licensed retailers to sell MJ at all ages events, provided all sales and consumption take place in designated areas where minors are prohibited. So again, breath of fresh air. There's just so much common sense these days. It's almost like pinch me, I'm dreaming. It's like, what is common sense really making a comeback? I was at the Elks game, CFL game there a couple weeks ago, and I was going to smoke a J, and my friend is a cigarette smoker. We went into the designated smoking area for poison, and on the poison sign, it said, no MJ allowed. And I'm like, okay, so medicine, things that don't kill us are not allowed. But, they're okay with smoking poison and tobacco running rampant in the designated smoking area. It doesn't make any sense. And then I'm looking around, and there's not a single ashtray anywhere. Like nobody, all these smokers, they're tossing their butts on the ground, and nobody seems to care. There's no ashtrays or anything like that designated. It just blew my mind. But love to see that finally common sense is prevailing and making a serious comeback these days. Calgary is committed to clear regulations and to promote public safety, says Melanie Bishop, manager of business experience of the City of Calgary. And they align with the provincial regulations, helps reduce confusion, and gives businesses a more reliable framework to operate within. So again, imagine that. It's just, it's unbelievable that it took this long, and the rest of the world still doesn't know what they're doing. And like most provinces here in Canada, we're kind of getting it, like some are government run, some are private, but we've got a pretty good grasp of the industry, and the regulations are slowly cut. Like excise tax is still a big issue, but you got other countries like the U.S., for example, that doesn't even know what to classify it as. It doesn't know if it's medicine, a drug, is it a Schedule 1, is it a Schedule 3? They don't even have a clear pathway to full-blown legalization. So I got to give Canada a little bit of slack, but it's time to get up. And it's time to step up and start supporting this industry. It's enough is enough. This is medicine, and it's not poison like alcohol and tobacco. This amendment reflects recent updates to AGLC's Retail MJ Store Handbook, which began allowing MJ sales at all ages entertainment events in July 2025. It builds on Council's earlier decision in May to permit MJ sales at adult-only 18-plus events. This approach provides clarity for businesses and reinforces public confidence in the safe, responsible regulation of MJ across Alberta, says Bishop. Key highlights of the bylaw amendment. Licensed MJ retailers may now sell MJ at all age events, but only within clearly defined areas where minors are not permitted. Again, that just makes sense. Retailers must apply to AGLC for temporary license extension and comply with existing provincial regulations regarding public safety and security. And MJ sales and consumption areas must be clearly marked and strictly separated under the MJ consumption bylaw. MJ products cannot be sold or sampled within the designated consumption area. Again, it's just like a 5-year-old can figure this stuff out, right? The amendment supports Calgary's eventful city strategy, positioning Calgary as a forward-thinking, business-friendly destination while upholding protections for public's health and youth access. And the Calgary Stampede, most people are familiar with that. Millions of people go to it every year. Also, Calgary has maintained a structured approach to MJ regulations since federal legalization in 2018. 2018, folks. 2018. There's still some countries don't even know if it's a drug or a medicine. Well, all drugs or all medicines are drugs, but not all drugs are medicines, right? But this is medicine, folks, not poison. Not to be confused with alcohol and tobacco. As AGLC expands opportunities for temporary MJ sales at events, this bylaw update ensures Calgary-based businesses can participate with oversight and enforcement in place to keep consumption controlled and separated from public areas. More information, blah, blah, blah. And Calgary, I like this. Calgary, a city in Alberta, has a population of around 1.6 million. It's like, in case you didn't know who the hell Calgary was, they're actually a pretty decent sized city. They've got over 1 million people, but it's still a very small amount of people in comparison. Look at look at California compared to Calgary. You're talking, tens of millions. I think it's in like some 30-some million in California, which basically is the same of all of Canada. So, in my opinion, this is a great sign. Never been more proud to be Albertan. And, I think, Calgary, I posted a video on this as well, CBD CBM, but it was the first ever restaurant where you could go in and they cook with MJ infused foods and beverages. You can't actually go in there and buy anything or anything like that. It's just they would cook with it. I'm not sure if they're still kind of figuring some stuff out with regards to regulations or whatnot. I was supposed to be told that once they go live, that I'd be invited to go there for a dinner, and essentially it'd be like a 4 or 5 course meal, and they would give you all these different MJ infused products and cocktails, etc. Seems really cool, but they were able to get away with it because of like the education piece. But eventually you're going to see, like a MJ infused beer on tap. That'll be an option. You'll be able to buy, seltzers and all kinds of MJ beverages at events and bars, restaurants, etc. And it's going to be coming to all of Canada. It's going to be coming to the whole world. It's just, the rest of the world. You got Germany, you got, the rest of a lot of the EU really starting to make some serious inroads. But it's ridiculous to me that it's taken this long, even in Canada. The fact that it took Canada 2018 to legalize, and even 7 years after that, there's still so many things that haven't happened yet. It's just ridiculous how slow these governments really are and how slow they move. But still so much work to be done and so much growth ahead. It's not even funny. But like I said, an exciting time, and proud to be an Edmontonian and an Albertan. All right, going to end it there. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you on the next one.